Hey everybody, interested in watching the videos that I'm covering for the book, It Starts With Food. I'm going to do the first chapter now. What motivated me to get kind of jump started was one of my friends, Chelsea, had posted earlier on Facebook how she was done taking steroid shots, and I jokingly and also seriously had posted underneath it that if she did the whole 30 that she probably wouldn't need those shots anymore. So I kind of felt bad for her and wanted to get this started because she was interested, was one of the people interested in me doing this. So the first chapter starts just basically kind of like your normal introduction of, what got the writers interested or even motivated to write their book. And each chapter starts with a testimonial from someone who has completed the Whole 30 challenge. And the first lady is a type 2 diabetic, and she did the Whole 30, and she's was insulin dependent and also probably taking metformin, which is another drug that is used to treat diabetes. Well, just within the first 5 days of being on the Whole 30, her glucose levels were completely normal, which would require her not to take her insulin, which is a good thing. So after she completes the Whole 30, not only was her glucose levels within normal limits, but she had lost 6 pounds, a complete dress size. Her A1C level had decreased almost 2 points, and the best part, she was requiring no medication, no insulin, no metformin. So that's awesome because the drugs are usually the worst part because you always have side effects with medication, whether it's over the counter or prescription, there's side effects. So that was the first testimonial. And then the writers go on to say how each person is responsible for what we eat, and we're very individualized. What affects me may not affect you or him or her or Sally or Joe Bob, whoever. We're all different. That's why each one of us has got to go through that brutal 30 days of nothing but soul clean eating. And if you can incorporate that for the rest of your life, that's great. Some people can't, just because food is good and it tastes good, and it's an emotional thing. Food is very emotional. We eat when we feel down, we eat when we're depressed, when we're stressed, etc. It's about control, it's about willpower. So they go on to say that during that Whole 30 time period, you are your own experiment. You cannot cheat during that 30 days. If you cheat, you've got to start all over again. So don't cheat. Try to get through it without cheating. And that way we can see what foods is causing your issues at hand. I know that some people like to cast blame on just anything but themselves, but really we're each responsible for what we put in our mouths. I know my dad, I'll go home and he'll be like, sis, I haven't been able to lose any weight, your mom just keeps cooking. And I'm like, Dad, Mom doesn't have no gun to your head. You're not being forced to eat anything that you're eating. So you just quit casting blame on everything or everybody other than yourself. So, the chapter kind of ends with the testimonial from the writers. So Dallas, one of the writers, he is a physical therapist, and he's kind of geeky, and he really likes to read scientific articles. Well, his sister also has rheumatoid arthritis, and he's thinking that maybe he'll be able to, in his reading, find some breakthrough to help cure rheumatoid arthritis. And so during this time, he's playing a lot of volleyball, and he himself develops some tendonitis. So he is like, what I need is healing time, but it's, in the middle of the season, so I know I'm not going to get that. So after season's over, then I'll be able to, let my shoulder heal. Well, season ends and months go by. The whole time period ends up being like 18 months before he finds his cure. And he ends up, having colleagues look at him. He ends up having, expensive MRIs done that show nothing, but he still has this tendonitis, this itis, this inflammation. Anything that ends in itis means inflammation, which usually causes pain. So he's like, what is causing this? So he's doing more research. He's reading articles, and he stumbles across this one that states that there's research backing that legumes and grains can cause our immune system to go into overactivity, which actually our immune system doing that, it causes chronic inflammation. So at that time of his diet, he was eating lots of legumes and lots of grains, just because he was trying to do like a low fat thing. Well, he's like, well, what if I take this out of my diet? Like what's going to happen? So he does it. He starts eating like pretty much a paleo diet, which is just clean eating. And 6 weeks after that, his tendonitis is gone, and he shares that testimony with his sister, who in turn does it, and now her rheumatoid arthritis is gone. So that's how they got started with the Whole30. After that, they started a website called Whole30.com. They shared their testimonials. Other people started doing the paleo, sort of diet, and then everybody just started bombarding their website with testimonials. So even though I've kind of given you a little bit of the fact that legumes and grains may necessarily be causing problems for you, we'll dive deeper into that when we get to the chapter on legumes and on grains and on etc. Okay. How I got started, my friend Liz, thank you Liz, by the way, I had saw a picture of her on Facebook. And not that she needed to, but I was like, man, looks like she's lost weight. And I asked her, I was like, have you lost weight, girl? And she's like, yeah, I did the Whole30. I'm like, what's that? I have not even heard of that. And so she told me about it. So I jumped on that bandwagon really quick. I bought the book from Amazon. And I also went to Google and just typed in Whole30 grocery list. And it comes up with this list. And from then on, I have ate nothing but what is on that list. If it's not on the list, don't eat it, okay? You're gonna see some amazing results. First of all, you're gonna feel amazing. You're gonna have more energy. You're gonna sleep better when you sleep. And when you're awake, you're gonna have more energy. You're gonna lose weight. You're gonna lose inches. And then whatever medical malfunction you're dealing with, whether it's pain or you're taking medication for something, I guarantee you, if you do the full 30 days, you're gonna see positive outcomes. I mean, how could you not? If you're eating better, you're gonna have better outcomes. That's a no-brainer, right? It's just the fact, I think, that we as people, we have to have some sort of proof before we do it ourselves, and which is silly because we usually know what's healthy and what's not. However, they're proving in this book that things that we thought were healthy actually may not be. So like I said, we'll dive more into that later on when we get into those chapters, but I hope that this video has motivated you, or if you know someone that it could motivate, please share it with them. I really believe in this, and if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this, trust me. So I really hope that you enjoy it, and leave me feedback. Share it if you think that it would help someone, or someone might be interested in watching it and following along with this. And then if you do want to get the book, go ahead and get it and order it, and you can follow along as well. Like, you read it, and I can even share when I'm going to read it and when I'm going to post if people want to do that. So anyway, I try to make it as short as possible. Sorry it's lengthy, but best of luck. And if you need someone to be supportive or just talk to, or if you have questions, if I didn't clarify something, reach out to me and I'll do my best to answer, okay?